Now let us continue with question number 5 of exercise 5.1. Okay. Now in the above question, this question 4 we had done in the last video. Okay. In the above question, point C is taken as midpoint of line segment AB. Then prove that every line segment has one and only one midpoint. Now here see, C was between A and B, and AC is equal to half of AB. That we proved. Now here we need to prove that every line segment, and if this C is the midpoint, then every line segment has one and only one midpoint. We cannot have more than one midpoints. So let us prove this. Okay, so we will do by supposing the contradictory statement. We have to prove that C is the only midpoint. So we will suppose that there are two midpoints. So let there are two midpoints C and D. So I have taken two midpoints C and D of line segment AB. Okay, and then we will prove that this statement is wrong, and then we will prove that there is only one midpoint. Let there are two midpoints C and D. If D is the midpoint, suppose if D is the midpoint, then AD will be equal to DB. So AD equal to DB. Take this as equation number 1. But we are given in the last question that C is the midpoint. If C is the midpoint, then AC equal to BC. This is equation number 2. Now we will subtract equation 2 minus equation number 1. So we will subtract LHS from LHS and RHS from RHS. So AC minus AD, BC minus BD. So I have written here equation 2 minus equation 1, that is AC minus AD equal to BC minus BD. What is AC minus AD? So AD minus AC is equal to CD. Then AC minus AD will be minus CD. So this is minus CD. And what is BC minus BD? So it is CD. Okay, so BC minus BD is equal to CD. Minus CD we take it on the right, it will become plus CD. CD plus CD, 2CD equal to 0. So CD equal to 0 upon 2, that equal to 0. Now when can the C and D distance be 0? Distance between C and D is 0 only if they coincide. That means these two are not the different points, they are same point. So it proves that C and D coincide. That means there is only one midpoint. So every line segment has one and only one midpoint. The remaining two sums you have to try it on your own. Now let us move to exercise number 5.2. How would you rewrite Euclid's fifth postulate so that it would be easier to understand? Now in Euclid's fifth postulate, what did we see? Suppose you are given two lines. Okay, suppose this is line L and this is line M, and line P falls on line L and M. This one line is falling on L and M. When are these, what did we prove? That if the angle, sum of interior angles, suppose this is angle 1 and this is angle 2, if the sum of interior angles is less than 180, then these two lines will intersect. So if two, so what, in simple language, how can we write? If two lines intersect the third line, these are the two lines which are intersecting the third line P. Okay, in such a way that the sum of their interior angles is less than 180. These interior angles, angle 1 plus angle 2, their sum is less than two right angles, that is 180. Then the two lines intersect each other. If the sum of the interior angle is less than 180, then the two lines will intersect each other at point. Okay, so that is postulate, Euclid's postulate 5. Okay, so next question, does Euclid's fifth postulate imply the existence of parallel lines? So can this postulate define parallel lines? So yes, Euclid's fifth postulate imply the existence of parallel lines. It can define the existence of parallel line. Now what does the postulate say? Why does it imply? Because if two lines intersect third line in such a way that the sum of interior angles is less than 180, if the sum of interior angles is less than 180, then these two lines will intersect each other. But what if the sum of interior angles is 180? That means if the interior angles is 180, that is angle 1 plus angle 2 equal to 180. Then these lines will not intersect. See, if the sum of interior angles 1 and 2 is equal to 180, the total is 180 degree, then these two lines will not intersect each other. They will not intersect each other means they will be parallel to each other. So this postulate also gives us the definition of parallel lines. If the interior angles do not are less, sum of interior angle is equal to 180, then the lines are parallel.